On a Tuesday in March, a man gave away his umbrella to a stranger. He had no idea he'd just saved 3 lives. This is the true story of why tomorrow doesn't exist, only right now. David Torres woke up on March 14th with no idea it would be the most important day of his life. Actually, let me be honest with you, he woke up exhausted. His startup had just failed. 6 years of work, gone. His savings account had $300 left. His wife was 8 months pregnant, and his father had just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. If you'd asked David that morning if he had anything left to give, he would have laughed. But here's what you need to understand about tomorrow. It doesn't care what you planned. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. David grabbed his umbrella, the good one, the sturdy black one his father had given him, and headed to the hospital for his dad's chemotherapy appointment. That's when the rain started. Not a drizzle, a downpour, the kind that soaks you in seconds. And that's when David saw her. A woman stood at a bus stop with 2 kids, maybe 7 and 9 years old. No umbrella, no jackets. The little one was crying, shivering. The woman was trying to cover both children with her thin sweater, but it wasn't working. David slowed down. He was already late to the hospital. His father was waiting. He had his own storm to deal with, but something made him stop. Maybe it was the way the mother held her kids. Maybe it was the fact that in 6 weeks, he'd be a father too. Maybe it was just that small voice that whispers to all of us sometimes, do something. David walked over and handed the woman his umbrella. She looked confused, suspicious even. People don't just give things away in cities. David pointed to his father's umbrella, then to the kids, then walked away before she could refuse. He got soaked running to the hospital, completely drenched. He showed up to his father's appointment looking like he'd jumped in a pool. His father laughed for the first time in weeks. David thought that was the end of the story. It wasn't. 3 weeks later, David's father took a turn for the worse. The doctors said it would be days, maybe hours. The family gathered at the hospital, waiting, praying. That's when a Dr. David had never seen before walked into the room. She was young, confident, carrying a tablet with new scan results. She'd been reviewing his father's case and noticed something the other doctors had missed, a treatment protocol from a clinical trial that his father qualified for. Experimental, but promising. It was a long shot, but long shots are better than no shots. David's father enrolled in the trial that day. 6 months later, he was in remission. Now here's where the story gets wild. A year after that umbrella moment, David ran into that same doctor at a coffee shop. They got to talking. She thanked him, not for his father's case, but for something else entirely. She told him about a day in March when she'd almost quit medicine. She'd failed her boards. She was drowning in student debt. She was standing at a bus stop with her 2 kids, wondering how she'd feed them that week, when a stranger gave her an umbrella in the pouring rain. No words, just kindness. It was such a small thing, but it reminded her that good people still existed, that maybe the world was worth fighting for, that maybe she should try one more time. She retook her boards. She passed. She became a doctor. And she saved David's father's life without even knowing he was the man who'd given her that umbrella. David stood there in that coffee shop, speechless. One umbrella. One moment. One choice to stop when everything in him said to keep walking. That choice saved his father, launched a doctor's career, kept 2 kids from losing their mother to despair. And here's the thing that gets me every single time I think about this story. David didn't know. He had no idea what that moment would become. He just did the next right thing in front of him. That's the secret nobody tells you about tomorrow. You can't control it. You can't predict it. You can't prepare for every twist and turn. But you can control right now. The person in front of you right now. The choice in front of you right now. The kindness you can give right now. David's startup failed. His savings ran out. His father got sick. And in the middle of all that chaos, in the middle of his own storm, he gave away an umbrella. And that umbrella changed everything. Not because umbrellas are magic, but because goodwill is. Today, David runs a non-profit that provides resources for struggling families. His father is still in remission. That doctor, she's leading research on the treatment that saved him. And those 2 kids who stood shivering at that bus stop, one's in medical school, the other's studying social work, all because of an umbrella. All because one man chose kindness when he had every reason not to. David keeps that umbrella in his office now. It's faded, the handle's worn, but he'll never throw it away, because it reminds him of the most important truth any of us can learn. Nobody knows tomorrow. We don't know what our choices will become. We don't know whose life we'll touch. We don't know what storms are coming or which ones will survive. But we know right now. And right now is where everything changes. So do the next right thing. Give the umbrella. Stop for the stranger. Show up even when you're drowning. Because you have no idea what tomorrow needs from today. Think about one small act of kindness you can do today. Not tomorrow. Not when things get easier. Today. Text someone who's struggling. Buy coffee for the person behind you. Give your time. Give your attention. Give your umbrella. You won't know what it becomes. That's not the point. The point is that goodwill creates ripples you'll never see. And somewhere down the line, those ripples become waves. If this story hit you, if it reminded you that your smallest moments matter most, hit that like button. It helps this message reach people who need to hear it. Subscribe for stories that'll restore your faith in humanity. I post real inspiration every week. No fluff, just truth. And share this with someone who's going through their own storm right now. Remind them they're not alone. Remind them that tomorrow doesn't exist, only the beautiful, terrifying, powerful gift of right now. Drop a comment telling me about a time someone showed you unexpected kindness. I read every single one. Now go be someone's umbrella.